Hi everyone, I hope everybody is all well. Today, I just want to talk to you guys about the three key KPIs you should be tracking in your KBB business. So, I've got a couple of slides up to give out, so I'll just pull these up. So, the first being your average transaction value. So, what do I mean by this? So, ultimately, rather than getting caught up in what is your turnover in the sense of just a money amount, what we're looking here at is what makes up that turnover figure. So ultimately, as I suppose a good example would be if we take a kitchen retailer, when you sell 5 kitchens at 20k, in a month you've got 100k that you've sold. Whereas if you sell 4 kitchens at 25k, you've got the same sort of turnover figure for that month, but you've essentially got one less job to do. So there's less work involved in that respect. So what the reason why you want to be looking at this as opposed to just your turnover figure is that you find out where that balance is. So what I'm not saying that you need to just be going for the highest sort of job every time, but you will find there's a sweet spot. So as you work through the projects you do, you will find that there's a point where they kind of meet. So you're not stuck in this kind of turnover chasing mode where essentially you're just going after anything to get a sale. And then, so the second point is going to be gross profit. So I'm talking gross profit across the board. So we're talking across the year, across the month, everything like that. But we're also talking against each project. So you should be tracking this against each project because leading, I suppose, back into your kind of average transaction is that if you can get the profit right on a project, the turnover that you add in then just falls down to the bottom line. Whereas if you can't get the gross profit consistent across the board, the problem that you will have is that you'll be working on jobs and you'll be selling, but if that money doesn't come out at the other end, you're essentially wasting time. So you need to have a good grip on this from a point of view as an overview, but also on a project basis. And then the third comes down to the net profit. So your net profit ultimately is you're taking your gross profit less any overheads. So rent, any sort of admin staff, things like that. I've come across a lot of businesses that they kind of forget about their overheads, and it's not until when they get further down the line that they kind of sort of that in their head they're like, well, but I made money on the job, so I don't understand where it's all going. So it's really key to keep an eye on this kind of thing. I've come across people saying, "Oh, well, give me a budget. What should we be spending on, like post and stationery and things like that?" And you're like, "But well, you should be spending what you need to spend. So you should be creating a budget on the basis of what you actually need to spend, what's relevant." And this flows as well also into the whole gross profit as well, because if you're looking at this from a point of view in a project, there are going to be things that you don't need to pay for and things that you do. So it's finding that balance. But essentially, if you're able to track these three KPIs, what you're going to find is that you're starting from the top, the cash is coming, like the money's coming in the right, to start with in the right way. You're then monitoring your gross profit. So everything that you can feed that top line will filter down through. That's why these three are really the key KPIs. There are many KPIs that you should be tracking as well, but these are kind of, I would say, the kind of top three that you need to be really focusing on to start with. So I'm Kevin D. Bannister. I work with KBB retailers and sort of businesses in the home improvement sort of sector. And we actually have a webinar next week, so I'll just pull that up. So it's around the 3 untold secrets for 6-figure profits and a 7-figure valuation. So who's this for? So generally we find you have a good business, but there's struggles with cash flow. You've got low profit margins, or some really profitable, others less profitable, and you'll generally find that you're feeling overwhelmed. You're always busy, and that is not just retailers, but that when most people in business find that it's very easy to get busy, and keep and then get to the end of the day and not know what you actually did that day. So if this is of interest, come along. You can scan the QR code on the screen if you're on a computer, and if not, jump to the website. And thanks for listening. So please like and share the video so we can reach more people and help them as well. And thanks for listening. I'll see you on the next video.